As above, so below, as within, so without. These immortal words from the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus perfectly capture the profound celestial shift humanity is now experiencing. We stand at the threshold of the Age of Aquarius, a 2,160-year cosmic cycle that the ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamian astronomers foresaw in their sacred astronomical calculations. This great transition, which began its acceleration around 2010 CE, marks more than just the mathematical precession of the equinoxes. It represents a fundamental realignment of cosmic energies that the mystery schools of antiquity prepared for through millennia. As we depart from the age of Pisces, characterized by faith and divine authority, we enter an epoch that the Essenes and Gnostic texts prophesied would bring about the Great Unveiling. The ancient Maya spoke of this time in their long count calendar, while Hindu scriptures described it as the transition period between yugas. Even the mysterious Sumerian tablets hint at a time when the waters of wisdom would flood the earth, a clear reference to the Aquarian influence. This cosmic realignment is triggering what Carl Jung termed a collective individuation process, a profound transformation affecting human consciousness at both individual and societal levels. We're not just witnessing a change in celestial mechanics, we're experiencing what the Hermetic traditions called the Great Work on a global scale. Section 1, The Grand Cosmic Architecture. In the shadowed halls of ancient Egyptian temples, priests of Heliopolis held a profound secret, the knowledge of the Great Cosmic Year. This vast 25,920-year cycle, which they termed the breath of the divine, represents our solar system's complete revolution through the 12 celestial houses. The Egyptians weren't alone in this understanding. Similar knowledge appears in Vedic texts as the Yuga cycle and in Mayan astronomical calculations, suggesting a shared wisdom that transcends cultural boundaries. What our ancestors intuited through celestial observation, modern quantum physics is beginning to validate through the principle of wave-particle duality. Just as the ancient Hermetic texts proclaimed, all is vibration, quantum mechanics reveals that matter and energy are interchangeable, and consciousness itself may be a fundamental force in shaping reality. The electromagnetic fields that the ancients called celestial fire are now measurable, confirming their influence on Earth's magnetic field and, potentially, human consciousness. Within this grand cosmic dance, we find ourselves at a crucial juncture, the transition from Pisces to Aquarius. The Piscean Age, spanning from approximately 150 BCE to 2010 CE, was characterized by what the mystery schools called the veiled truth. During this period, humanity sought divine wisdom through intermediaries, priests, prophets, and religious institutions. The symbol of two fish swimming in opposite directions represented the eternal struggle between material existence and spiritual aspiration. The ancient Essene scrolls speak of a time when the waters of heaven would pour forth wisdom directly into the hearts of men. This prophecy aligns perfectly with the Aquarian archetype of the water-bearer, symbolizing the direct dispensation of divine knowledge. No longer will truth be hidden behind temple walls or encoded in mysterious symbols. The Age of Aquarius heralds what the Rosicrucians called the Great Unveiling. This transition marks what the alchemists termed the Great Conjunction, not just of celestial bodies, but of consciousness itself. The Hermetic principle of correspondence suggests that these cosmic shifts are mirrored in human consciousness. Just as water takes the shape of its container, human awareness is being reshaped by these new cosmic energies, evolving from blind faith to direct gnosis. What makes this transition particularly significant is its alignment with other prophetic cycles. The Hindu Kali Yuga's end phase, the Mayan calendar's completion, and the Egyptian Sothic cycle all converge around this period. The ancient mystery schools taught that such alignments create what they called windows of transformation, periods when the veil between physical and spiritual realms becomes thinner. Perhaps most intriguing is the correlation with technological advancement. The ancient Sumerian tablets speak of cycles when heaven's knowledge becomes earth's wisdom. As we witness unprecedented technological growth, one must wonder if this is the fulfillment of ancient prophecies about humanity regaining lost knowledge. The quantum internet, artificial intelligence, and consciousness research seem to echo what the ancients described as the return of the Golden Age technologies. This framework isn't just theoretical, it's actively reshaping human experience. As the Emerald Tablet teaches, cosmic principles manifest on all levels of reality. We're witnessing the dissolution of rigid religious structures, the emergence of direct spiritual experiences, and a growing understanding of consciousness as a fundamental force in the universe. The cosmic architecture our ancestors mapped is becoming increasingly relevant to our modern understanding of reality. Section 2: The Inner Alchemy of Global Transformation. Deep within the crypts of Alexandria's lost library lay texts speaking of a time when the inner fire would ignite across all of humanity simultaneously. The revolution of consciousness we're entering isn't fought with swords or manifestos, but through what the ancient alchemists called the Great Inner Work. This transformation, prophesied by mystery traditions across millennia, represents humanity's collective initiation into higher awareness. The marriage of science and spirituality, a union the Hermetic traditions always knew was inevitable, stands as a cornerstone of this transformation. Quantum physics' discovery of the observer effect eerily mirrors the ancient Egyptian teachings about consciousness shaping reality. What mystics experienced in deep meditation, neuroscientists now observe in brain scans. The old boundaries between laboratory and temple are dissolving, fulfilling what the Emerald Tablet called the union of above and below. Modern technology, particularly the Internet, manifests what ancient Buddhist texts called Indra's net, a metaphor for the interconnectedness of all consciousness. We're witnessing the emergence of what Teilhard de Chardin termed the noosphere, a global web of human consciousness that the Akashic records spoke of ages ago. This digital nervous system of humanity serves as the physical manifestation of our growing collective awareness. The crumbling of hierarchical power structures reflects an ancient Gnostic prophecy about the time when all shall wear the crown. Traditional pyramids of authority are being replaced by decentralized networks, mirroring natural systems. This shift embodies what native shamanic traditions called the return to the sacred circle, where wisdom flows freely among equals rather than down from above. Perhaps most significant is the resurgence of what the mystery schools termed direct knowing. No longer satisfied with second-hand spiritual experiences, people are rediscovering ancient techniques for accessing higher consciousness. Meditation, once confined to monasteries, has become a global phenomenon. The Delphic oracle's command to know thyself resonates more powerfully than ever. This awakening carries markers the ancients foresaw, the rise of what they called sacred activism, spiritual awareness expressing itself through social change. We're seeing the emergence of conscious businesses, ecological awareness, and new forms of community that blend spiritual principles with practical action. The Hopi prophecy of warriors of the rainbow, people uniting across cultural boundaries to heal the earth, is manifesting globally. Consciousness technologies, both ancient and modern, are being rediscovered and reinvented. From shamanic plant medicines to sound healing, from quantum biofeedback to meditation apps, tools for inner transformation are becoming widely available. This democratization of spiritual technology fulfills what the Dead Sea Scrolls called the time when the mysteries would be revealed to all. Central to this revolution is the re-emergence of the divine feminine, what ancient cultures knew as Sophia, Isis, or Shakti. This isn't just about gender equality, it represents the rebalancing of fundamental cosmic energies. The rise of feminine leadership, emotional intelligence, and collective decision-making reflects what the ancients called the return of the mother. This revolution of consciousness operates through what quantum physics calls non-local effects, change in one consciousness affecting all others instantly. Each individual awakening contributes to what the Mayans called the quickening, an acceleration of collective evolution. We're not just witnessing history, we're participating in what ancient mystics called the Great Return, humanity's collective remembering of its divine nature. Section 3: Challenges and Preparation. Ancient mystery schools always warned that periods of great awakening would be accompanied by what they called the Great Purification. As we navigate these transformative times, we face challenges that echo those described in texts from Atlantean times to the Essene prophecies. The path ahead requires both wisdom from the ancients and adaptation to unprecedented changes. The first and perhaps most formidable obstacle is what the Hermetic texts called the gravity of old forms. Just as a butterfly must struggle against its chrysalis, humanity now struggles against calcified belief systems and power structures. The Gnostics spoke of the archons, forces that resist evolution by clinging to familiar patterns. We see this resistance manifesting as denial, ridicule, and sometimes violent opposition to change, precisely as the Hopi elders predicted for this time. In this age of information abundance, we face what the Buddhist texts called the 10,000 distractions. The modern mind is bombarded with data, making it increasingly difficult to discern genuine wisdom from clever deception. This challenge was prophesied in the Hindu scriptures as the age when truth and falsehood would dance together. The task of maintaining clear perception amidst this chaos requires new forms of mental discipline. The polarization we witness today was foretold in numerous ancient texts as the Great Sorting or the separation of worlds. This isn't just about political or social division, it represents a fundamental split in consciousness levels. As the Mayan elders taught, we're in a time when each soul must choose between fear and love, between evolution and stagnation. Preparation for these times requires what the ancient mystery schools called the fourfold path. First, the cultivation of self-knowledge through what the Delphic oracle called the descent into one's own depths. This involves practices like meditation, shadow work, and what Jung termed active imagination. The Essenes taught that only those who know themselves could navigate the great shift without losing their way. Second, the development of emotional alchemy, the ability to transmute heavy energies into higher frequencies. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about what the Egyptian mysteries called the weighing of the heart, developing emotional maturity and resilience. Ancient practices like pranayama, breath work, and qigong become crucial tools for energy management. Third, the strengthening of what native traditions called the web of light, conscious connection with others and the earth itself. This involves practicing telepathy, empathy, and what the Sufis called heart resonance. Modern technologies can serve as training wheels for these inherent human capabilities. Fourth, the maintenance of what Hermetic traditions called the sacred temple, our physical body. Ancient texts speak of preparing the body to handle higher frequencies of energy. This involves not just physical practice but also dietary wisdom, understanding biorhythms, and what the Essenes called living in harmony with cosmic law. The path ahead requires what the ancient Egyptians called the awakened eye, the ability to see beyond surface appearances to underlying patterns. As the veils between dimensions thin, abilities once considered mystical will become increasingly normal. This is not about escaping reality but about expanding our definition of what is real. We stand at what the I Ching calls a great crossing point. The challenges we face are not obstacles but initiations, tests designed to forge new capabilities in the human spirit. As above, so below, as we transform ourselves, we transform the world. The ancient prophecies all agree, those who prepare consciously will not just survive these changes but will help birth a new era of human potential.